Alright, gonna do some plot important side quests first before we continue with the main plot. Gotta locate some escaped kids, bring them back. Let's see. Somewhere here. Oh, they have a freaking helicopter protecting it? That's a problem. I'm gonna shoot that chopper down.
Be careful down there, boss.
Please select a deployment point. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Gotta get close enough, though. Oh, not close enough.
Buddy has infiltrated our enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Boss, you need to find those kids who escaped. Fighting's still the only way of life they know. If we don't bring them back, they'll just end up getting killed. Enemy gunship. Stay low and crawl along the ground. That should enable you to sneak past enemies.
Oh, that alerted him. There's a lot of them. Oh, well, quiet's got him. Oh, no, never mind. They see me. How do they sense you like that? It makes no sense. Should be able to just... That makes the rest of this mission very difficult. I'm not getting shot. Take these mines, start crawling. Just gotta get to that kid. The cameras? The cameras had not come into play that much yet, honestly. Let me play some tapes.
I just received word from the R&D team and the transport team out of Afghanistan. They finished installing Sahelanthropus on the base. It's ours now.
All right.
Didn't work out too well with
especially Emmerich.
Peace Walk.
Of course. That guy's crush on Sahelanthropus is beyond a joke. Guess he really wants to see his tech stand on its own two legs this time.
That's not gonna happen.
I know it. So you've got no plans to make it operational again?
Damn right.
Boss, I want to hear it straight from you.
Hear what?
What the hell do you want with that thing? The drive is busted. It's not like it has a nuke on board. Even if the metallic archaea could turn it into a nuclear weapon, all it can do is self-destruct. Sahelanthropus just isn't a weapon anymore. It'll draw
It's still a cool
attention
mecha.
without even being a deterrent.
I know.
The weapons development strut sank 2 feet under that thing's wake. That's 1 year's drop in a single night. We've started on reinforcing the strut, but there's no guarantee it'll hold up if a storm hits.
I know that too.
Boss, why keep it?
It's a mark. Us diamond dogs, we don't have a country to call home.
That means we have no past, nothing to prove that we lived. Every one of us threw it all away when we came here. Sahelanthropus is a symbol to show that the likes of us brought at least one crisis to its end.
A mark in history. So we can't just fade away.
It's of no practical use to us. But we still need it.
A symbol of what we've done. I'm glad I sounded you out on this. Snake, on behalf of all of us, I want to thank you.
I don't need gratitude. I need security.
Okay, subject is in.
Away from that thing.
Extraction
Roger that.
arrived at the motorbase.
Going away. Seal. Yep. Sneak in, get the kid, get the hell out.
Please select a landing. Support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
Oh. Get out of here. Well, that's all it takes to knock him out? These hyenas? Yeah, GMP is still hard to get. Same with resources. Like the later ones cost a crazy amount. 4K takes forever. Each container is like 700.
I have spoken enough. Your men can take it from here. Will you permit me to rest? Have something to eat?
I thought you don't eat.
I can subsist without food. But there is more to the act of eating than nourishment. We receive nature's blessings.
Oh
And
no.
we affirm
You
our
gotta do the hippie thing.
And
Alright.
in doing so, we express our gratitude.
Sorry, it's hearing you say you don't need to eat and that you're part of nature in the same breath. Anyway, what can we get you? Not exactly a 5-star restaurant, but the kitchen's used to serving a lot of different appetites.
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers?
Loves
Even we didn't have become.
Yo, we love the burgers, man. Oh, they're just African wild dogs. I wonder if I can skip because, like, you know, this is annoying to have. Tape get to a certain part and then continue. I have to listen to the whole conversation again. Let's go save some more children. Alright, it's a good thing.
Please select
Where
a
is
landing
this?
zone.
I don't know what this is. Oh, this is the mansion part. Okay, that's. Ooh, look at the blood.
Deploying.
I'm just really not very good at stealth. Maybe I should just go battle dress all the time now. Forget trying to go in stealthy. But going in like guns blazing takes more time. Well, I mean, you're not gonna get any soldiers either, because you're just gonna have to machine gun them.
The map has been updated.
Let me see.
I have spoken enough.
Can I?
Your men can take it from here. Will you permit? I thought you like what we did.
It's that 1 minute.
Even we didn't have become Americanized. I eat them often back home.
And you just can't let them go. Well, as far as symbols of the American Empire go, hamburgers are pretty good. Victory of capitalism.
Hey, look, man. It's not
People
a.
suffered so much at the hands of America. And you asked for hamburgers.
We have suffered more than you can know. But I do not see hamburgers as an accomplice. A single dish, providing a balanced helping of nature's blessings.
Our hamburgers are that good.
Grain
Yo, top tier
and
food.
vegetable. How could anyone hate such a magnificent thing?
Damn, yo.
This is the
He's
guy who
a
can
big
survive on
hamburger fan.
photosynthesis. Balance has nothing to do with it. You just like a good burger.
That is also true. Be warned, though. I have very high standards.
Don't worry. I do too.
Well, that's a pain in the ass.
Alright then. One good old-fashioned all-American icon coming up.
I look forward to it.
Uh oh, his burgers are gonna be shit, aren't they? Take on the Bear Burgers. I don't know, Bear Burgers, that's good. I don't know if it's also very hipster.
You bought a better hamburger this time, Kazuhira.
Right. Well,
The last one was lacking in every way. The patty was too thin, the bun too dry, and the lettuce days old at best.
hey, that was 100% all-beef patty, and no shortening in the bun either.
Nature's blessings, unadulterated, in hamburger form. Is that it? But when taste falls short,
According to the intel
Nah,
team,
man, that guy
these
just wants a
kids
better burger.
should be around here. Locate and secure them.
blessings unpalatable is sacrilege.
I hate to admit it, but I think you're right.
Oh.
I should have known better than to settle for second best. That's why I had him run some more R&D.
Yo, we're wasting an R&D funds on burgers.
One of our researchers just dropped by with the latest results. Here it is. See how you like this?
We shall see indeed.
Yo, that's it? That's the end of the conversation? I need to know what happens to this.
I thank you for this bounty, Mother Earth.
So, what's the verdict?
Not bad,
And?
but it does not hold a candle to what I ate back home.
Everyone's a critic. Damn it. I was sure the Kobe beef, but maybe we didn't have enough. If we had any more, we're cutting into our profit.
Is beef that expensive?
We'll be taking a loss on every unit.
What are you?
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Oh, anyway, I'll be back with another round of product.
I will be waiting. Did you say product?
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Gotcha.
The map has been updated.
Nope, worthless.
Analysis complete.
Okay, why are you guys so low tier, man? Get better stats. Get good.
Spit it out.
Oh no, this is a problem. Well, most of them weren't worth getting anyway. Yeah, he's inside the building. Shit.
Analysis complete.
Oh damn, got the one guy that's worth anything here.
The map has been updated.
God damn, our alarms are very loud.
Analysis complete.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Guess I'll take them all.
Analysis complete.
Okay, hold on. There we go.
He's coming.
So, Docker, what are the metallic archaea?
Volcanic craters, spewing sulfur. Water hot enough to boil your skin off. Ocean depths of 800 plus atmospheres. Wastelands radioactive enough to kill you where you stand. There are groups of organisms that survive this fight. No, because of living in such environments.
I've heard about that. Extremo something.
Extremophiles. By selecting certain species, then subculturing and repeatedly modifying them, I created a metallic offspring of pure archaea. They subsist on metals.
Oh, so they're living. They're like,
And some of them even consume uranium.
Yes. Uranium enrichment.
Okay, subject is in.
uranium-235.
Uranium-235. As a result, they produce weapons-grade
So they eat.
uranium. How is that possible?
Analysis
Consider how plants fractionate carbon isotopes when they conduct photosynthesis. Nature possesses abilities beyond our imagination.
Okay, so they're like
was
the
archaea that
organisms
brought down
we
your chopper?
grow to eat oil.
Corrosive archaea, yes.
If we're trying to create
They
that.
oxidize metals, feeding off the energy in the electrons they receive. What became of the wreckage?
We had the R&D team retrieve samples for study in
Hold on, I
airtight
might be
plastic containers, of course.
Well, wait.
Quit kidding around.
I should be fine, right? I already extracted the kid. Should have saved. I think I'm fine. Right? Hold on. Yep, got him. Okay. Now I could just leave.
Please select a support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
On to the main mission. We'll go back to base, see if there's any. Oh, we take the wash. I'm kind of covered in blood. You get refreshed from this? I wonder if, like, because the blood is supposed to denote how tired you are. But the blood does wash off during the rain, so I wonder if it actually heals. It actually refreshes me. Or perhaps not, because I'm carrying like a 400-pound rocket launcher on my bag. Oh, there's different kinds of goats. Gotta get those goats. Yo, CQC this goat. Master Goat Puncher right here.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ.
Using wormholes to extract goats. That's the peak of our scientific advancements.
Gaining altitude.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Departing.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Nubian. Oh, they give you more GMP than it costs to extract the animal. It's totally worth. Gotta scrap together those esports pennies, man.
Side ops list updated.
More side ops? Ah, there we go. Should I just keep doing these? Yeah. Sorry, guys, but I'm gonna.
Please select a landing zone. Heading to Afghanistan.
Oh, let me remove my rocket launcher. Wait, what? Do I have a? Oh. Is this a? Only this one's trank, or Oh, cause I can have a primary trank rifle. How much does this cost? Oh, this takes more to deploy though. I don't need it for this. All right. Let's go.
Deploying.
God damn. Ugh, got 2 more missions after this. Where's the mid? This is the middle mission. How long did that take? Damn, 23 minutes already? That's. Wait, what? What? Oh god, there's bears. Pequot, can you give me a hand with this? This, not what I signed up for. Metallic arcade.
South Africa was previously suspected of developing nuclear weapons.
According to the intel team, the escaped kids should be around here. Locate and secure them.
But when neighboring Angola and Mozambique became socialist countries in '74, South Africa felt hounded into a corner. So it accelerated its nuclear program to protect itself. 3 years later, the Soviets discovered a test facility. And 2 years after that, an American satellite observed a flash in the southern Indian
You know what? I
Ocean.
want some bears. Let's
It
go.
said this was South Africa conducting a nuclear test with the help of a certain ally. Skullface used the situation in South Africa to get this ally to lend a hand. They both wanted nukes, so it was a mutually beneficial relationship. On the surface, anyway.
I figure South Africa started getting serious about nuclear weapons production in '75. In '74, the government was still able to get by with bluffing that it had a nuclear arsenal.
Give me a hand here, quiet.
The year after, word spread that an independent armed group in the Caribbean was crushed by Cypher for possessing a WM. That's right, boss. What happened to you and your men was the reason South Africa decided to push ahead with nuclear development. A force independent of any country getting its hands on a nuke. That was a threat to the existence of countries everywhere. It wasn't just South Africa. Your presence pushed a lot of countries to get nukes. The world was scared of you. You were a threat to more than just the Cold War. If nations are gears in a machine, you had the power to smash them loose and watch the whole world grind to a halt.
That seems like such a pain in the ass crawl. Definitely don't have the upper body strength to do that. Hold on. Is the kid here? There he is. Hey, what's up, kiddo? Sorry, you're coming through this one. Coming on a magical adventure.
Side ops list updated.
Okay, subject is in.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Alright, this fall's not that bad.
Please select a landing zone. Landing zone confirmed.
Roger.
I'll just do the main mission. I'll save the last two. Save the kids' missions for later, probably. Or not, there's only two more. Yeah, might as well do all the kids' stuff first. Get some money. Gotta play through my cassettes too.
Emmerich uses externally powered legs of his own design. It's bionics technology, a product of the U.S. military's
Yeah, we could build a power
failed
loader
attempt to
like
develop a
Alien.
powered exoskeleton.
That'd be cool.
All the wearer has to do is apply a little force, and the actuators continue the movement in that direction. But his legs are unique. Instead of using a hydraulic mechanism, the actuators run off metallic archaea. That increases the actuator's reaction speed and also enables him to lock and release the joints at will.
We should take that
The
tech.
legs are a nifty little gadget, but they have two clear weaknesses. First, they're dependent on external power, maybe because he built them knowing he couldn't leave his lab. There's no internal battery. That's why they won't work if they aren't plugged in. Second, and this is more than just a weakness, the legs are directly connected to his bones. Could be to minimize signal loss and the order's output to the legs and the drive.
Yeah, if they're not directly connected, it could cause some lag.
Emmerich has used bolts to attach load-bearing parts directly to his femurs.
Ugh.
Probably by mimicking surgical treatment for compound fractures and the like.
Those bolts go
But the
straight
end
into his
result is
skin.
those legs and his body are fused together. And that appears to be how he's able to move them so precisely. But that also means that any shock to the legs would be delivered right to his bones by way of those bolts. The same is true if he encounters the corrosive metallic.
Oh,
archaea.
that's what
If the
Ocelot was
corrosive
using.
archaea
I really should have
would
listened
be
to this
exposed
before.
bolts, they'd reach the endoskeleton parts and eat through them too in the blink of an eye. The doctor's bones are full of holes to accommodate all the bolts. They're like sponges. If he were to lose the reinforcing parts, even the tiniest bit of force or weight would snap his bones.
Ooh.
When I dangled those corrosive metallic archaea in front of him, he realized straight away what would happen. Life wouldn't be worth living if he lost those legs of his. I'd bet that is what the doctor fears the most. I just helped him imagine what it would be like. Thanks to that, I got the information we needed without either of us getting hurt. You know how he is. He's probably already over the shock. The better you know your adversary, the easier it is for you to get information from them. And vice versa.
Departing.
let's listen to the rest of these tapes then. That only took like 2 minutes. Let's keep going.
Please select a landing zone.
As long as they're not in the 0 base, I'm fine. Just gonna... Hopefully no helicopter. Alright, does this thing have a silencer? No, it doesn't seem to. Whatever then.
Deploying.
We're in the middle of the desert. Tell me more about the metallic archaea.
You said that the nuke Skullface was trying to spread around the world where it quicks the failsafe. Something that could shut them down at will. His will.
Quite so. After all, he needed a guarantee that a buyer wouldn't simply turn the weapons back on him.
So how can they be stopped?
The criticality trigger, that is, the detonator, is a complete black box design. Any attempt to dismantle it causes it to melt in seconds, using the corroding archaea. The design ensures that no detonation is possible.
Wait, then why would the person buy nukes from him then if you need his permission to shoot?
According to the intel team, the escaped kids should be around here. Locate and secure them.
Presses the button. At that moment, the detonator begins transmission.
Oh, damn, I need that soldier.
Satellite. The satellite reports to him how the client is trying to use the nuke. If he does not object, the lock is disengaged.
Yeah, they need to ask his permission before they can use
him in any
nukes.
way.
The detonator melts down. The same is true if detonation does not occur within a preset time after the lock is disengaged. The nuke.
Why would anyone buy a product like that?
Who the hell would buy something with
Yeah,
string
exactly.
attached like that?
Has
The
infiltrated.
client never know
Being updated.
until the moment they actually try to use it.
I goofed.
Most likely, you will explain the time delay.
Ah,
The
I-
detonator.
Boss, that's a serious injury. It won't heal
Nah,
on its own.
I'll just checkpoint it out. That was my bad. Sorry, guys. I ignored the giant glaring spotlight pointed at my face. Okay.
You said that the nuke skull something that could
Quite
so, but
Get to the
and he only intended to sell to technologically primitive groups in the first place.
According to the intel team, the escaped kids should be around here. Locate and secure them.
used car salesman.
Skullface shakes your hand like a friend, using the other to control you like a puppet. This is how he works.
Where's the other? Where's the other spotlight? Oh, there it is. Okay, so the other spotlight doesn't turn on until freaking. get the one in the back
has been
first.
updated.
That guy only turns that one on like once in a while. That's how they trick you.
Boss, get down.
Oh, there's a sniper
Enemy
too?
sniper. Stay low and crawl along the ground.
Alright, gotta get
That
to the
should
building
enable you
first
to
then.
sneak past enemies.
This is yellow cake that Cypher was having the PF's transport. Before we met you, the boss recovered it from a truck crossing the savannah. Are there metallic archaea inside it?
Yes, the archaea metabolize uranium-235 to subsist. They must be stored inside yellow cake, or they cannot survive.
So those biological traces we took for impurities were actually the real cargo.
Of course, they are deactivated, so they do not trigger a sudden enrichment. They are like baker's yeast. Yet, they do gradually enrich the uranium as they feed. I imagine you detected weapons-grade traces.
Yeah, we did.
And the malachite that was loaded on the truck had traces of uranium in it too. So that's the flour, huh? Skullface was gonna sell do-it-yourself nuke kits. The uranium-enriching archaea complete with the user's manual. And the ores with the uranium could be sourced by the client or provided by Cypher.
Even the trace amounts buried in common ores can be enriched to weapons-grade uranium by the metallic archaea. Proving that must have been the most important factor of the trials. That and the ability
Wow,
to
this guy up there.
successfully prevent detonation.
So if the amounts of uranium in the ores are low enough, they can get past any inspection. And you only need a tiny amount of the archaea to act as the yeast. No great challenge to smuggle that either. The first step towards saturating the world with nukes.
His plan. That was not my intention. My only goal in developing the metallic archaea was to save the Dene.
What made you think a tool for creating undetectable nuclear weapons would save your people?
After 70 years, the Dene reclaimed the Navajo nation from which we were banished. We bore all the hardships of poverty.
Oh god.
But we were proud to live off the land we called our own. But in the moment,
Oh god, yep.
Coming too. Roger that.
everything changed.
Oh, I gotta get the hell
I
out.
don't get it. The nuclear arms race between the U.S. and the Soviet Union began with the end of the Second World War. Suddenly, there was a massive demand for uranium. And it was our ill fortune that the ground beneath the Navajo Nation was rich with uranium ore.
Oh,
The Black
ooh, look at that grape jelly.
government set up mine after mine, and many of the Dene worked them, never informed of any danger. Every day, they went to work with no protection. The slag was simply piled out in the open. When rain fell, uranium traces left behind would...
no, gotta run.
And when the ground dried, it was blown about as dust. Land and water were contaminated, irradiated. Many of us became...
Is this actual history? I need to Google this.
That pain lives on.
Phantom Pain.
I have no idea. You gotta extract him.
More than anything to revive the land my forebears left to me. I was delighted upon discovering microbes that eat uranium. If they could be domesticated. We could rid our land of uranium.
Were you successful?
No. The research called for funding on a colossal scale.
So you Skullface funded your...
of a return.
And that's when Skullface showed up.
Correct. I can save you and your people. We share the same will. That is what he said to me. And I believed him. Blagana forced me to abandon my uranium cleanup work and focus on nuclear weapons. And
What?
Roger that.
today, the uranium mines within the reservation are finally closing down.
Has been updated.
It is simply less expensive now to source uranium overseas.
New victims, different places.
But uranium is a tactical resource. To
You gotta extract him.
Analysis
is
complete.
a difficult decision to make. And he was in the perfect place to influence that decision.
He could have condemned your people. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Contamination comes not only from uranium. The fallout from the Nevada nuclear tests also settled on our lands.
Damn,
As
that's...
if our fortune were not already bad enough. We are also downwinders. To save the Dene, I must complete my original research.
Analysis complete.
To find that sniper.
The map has been updated.
Is he worth distracting? He is worth distracting.
Analysis
He's coming too. Roger that.
The map has been updated.
Where are these diamonds?
КП-56, потерял противника. Ищу последние точки соприкосновения. Прием. Это КП.
Marker
Понял.
placed.
Будьте начеку и найдите противника. Конец связи.
Code Talker. Haven't seen you eat a single thing since you got here. Let me guess. Photosynthesis?
Oh, what makes you say that?
Oh, the end had it too,
Or
actually.
someone with a similar ability.
Well, you are correct. Most of my body is covered with parasites. I supply them with water, and in return, I receive sugars they produce when exposed to light. It isn't just my skin either. The parasites also act as my eyes. They have replaced many of my internal
Oh, that's how
organs
he's
as
alive
well.
so long, too.
It is thanks to them that I live on after over a century.
How did you obtain them anyway? Through your research?
I would like to say as much, but there is more to it than that. Let me take you back 20 years. I had hid the
You gotta extract him.
parasite research. Then I was approached by a foundation. They said they had a sample of an unusual strain of parasite.
Which foundation?
Apparently, they had links to ARPA. But that is all I learned. I was somewhat ignorant of the ways of the world. Just being able to study it was enough for me.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Go on.
Half in doubt, I visited them to discover the body of an old man. Well, to be precise, his partial remains.
Arrived at your
A
destination.
collection of parts.
Oh, the end, that's
The
where
man
he
had
came
died
from.
in an explosion.
Wait. No,
An
that's
old man, you say?
Did he die in
His flesh
explosion?
had not decomposed.
What's
In fact,
the,
The tissues, cells were.
Wait, did he die in an
still
explosion?
metabolism. The parasite had infected. or should I say assimilated with, the tissues, and was keeping them alive.
I don't know what the canon way. You could have killed him
became
multiple ways.
obsessed with studying the body parts, foregoing food and even sleep. Every day was filled with new
Analysis
discoveries.
complete.
The parasite's biology, internal anatomy, life cycle. But there was only so much I could learn through observation. And so I made a decision.
You put the parasites in a
Truly
cell?
know the parasites. I had to live with them.
So, you implanted them inside you from the dead man's flesh?
Correct. It was quite a gamble, whether or not they would adapt to me. But fortunately, it appears I was compatible with them. Or perhaps, through my many years of research, my immune system learned to tolerate them.
Were they that body's only parasite?
Yes. However, there was a separate specimen that supplied its host with adrenaline in response to pain.
To make them super
And
strong.
yet another that could control insects at will through secreting heterogeneous pheromones. I wanted exposure to them, to take them into me, but my wishes were denied. Their records, though, provided clues that helped advance my research. Would you care to join me? A life spent never worrying about food is a most wonderful one.
I think I'll pass. But thanks. This has been helpful.
What's the downside? Oh well, you can drown in
The one that covers the parasite that lives on the surface of the skull's bodies is what gives them their power. Similar to my children who live in my skin. I modified the parasites I isolated from the body of that old man, differentiating them.
It's like guaranteed
with
at the
various
end. It's
abilities.
just
One that can blend
curious with that.
perfectly
There's one where
into
his
its
wheelchair
surroundings
explodes.
by exposing the pigments in its cells at will. Another that, by harboring multiple species of metallic
Analysis
archaea,
complete.
can oxidize and reduce metal. Isolating the one that covers and transplanting it into an artificial medium should provide the same abilities as the skulls, but they can only subsist within a human body. Once transplanted into the medium, they will eventually die. Another thing,
He's coming too. Roger that.
is desiccation. Their surface moisture loss is greater than ours. The reason they give off mist is to alleviate this
oh, so needing
by
to
releasing
miss to
the salts
survive.
inside them as microparticles. Water vapor condenses around them, appearing as mist. But this dries out the atmosphere.
Oh, there we go.
A whole lot of trouble they put us through. Making me worry like that.
This runs out. The parasites are in danger. They, along with their host, enter a form of suspended animation. However, a similar effect occurs if they come into contact with a large amount of water. Rain, for instance. The one that covers will temporarily abandon.
Oh,
other
so you can actually
processes
stun them with
in
water.
his eagerness to absorb the water. Pitihorone. Make the weather your ally.
Got him.
Captured. Analysis complete.
Ah, they're just A's. So they're paralyzed for a moment if you cover them if it's raining.
The map has been updated.
There's something I've been wondering. Why are you called
Something to do with the wind talkers in World War II.
During World War II, the U.S. military used the languages of different tribes.
Yeah, because the
including
syntax
Navajo
of their
and
language
code,
is like
right?
way different than
I know
standard.
the term code talker was used to mean people sent to the battlefield to speak in those codes. Were you one of them?
Our mother tongue was indeed used for war. But I did not go. I was already over the conscription age. However, I was made to help craft the codes that were spoken. So in a wider sense, you could call me a code talker for that. Navajo is a complex language.
Yeah, they have
Virtually
really
no one
weird.
outside the US speaks it.
Like, there's some really weird conventions in it that
I must have thought
it was hard to
the
break.
perfect language to use as a code.
Yeah, in the end, the Japanese never cracked it. The cipher is king in information warfare.
Of course, they didn't simply speak in Navajo. They created substitutions for words according to a code book, and then translated those into our language. Young Diné was sent to the front lines of the Pacific Theater as code talkers. To fight is an honor for the Diné. They were the pride of our people. But I cannot say this history brings me joy. Words are alive. When they are spoken, life is breathed into them. They become a part of the listener. Our words were transformed into lifeless ciphers and used for war. This, after the Black Ana spent generations suppressing the language.
Yeah,
Okay, subject is in.
I guess we shouldn't be calling you code talker, huh?
Roger.
I do not mind. The reason Skullface called me code talker was because I also am responsible for coding language into the vocal cord parasites. I am the same as those young warriors, used for a cipher's sake.
Ah, Cypher being the organization too. Ah,
The name
wordplay.
Code talker is a lesson carved into my being.
You said Skullface ordered you to weaponize the vocal cord parasites. But you also said he wasn't the reason.
And he wasn't. I was seduced by the parasites. That is a fact.
How? You mean from your curiosity as a scientist?
That I cannot deny. But there is more to it. The story goes back to the 19th century.
Oh yeah, he's like 100 years old
My
by the end of
earliest
this.
memory. One day, a man from the government visited our Hogan, our home. I cried as he yanked me from my mother's arms.
Yeah, this definitely actually, this is part of actual history where they
From
took
that day forward,
young Native
I
Americans and
became
tried to
George.
assimilate them into
This was the name my
American
teacher
culture
gave me.
by giving them different
I was
names.
forced to give up my Diné name. Forbidden from speaking anything but English. If
Culture
we
now.
dared utter a word of filthy Navajo,
Lingual
the teacher made us
imperialism.
eat a bar of soap.
Yeah. That was the U.S. government's education policy for Native Americans.
To erase our words was like erasing our people. Their education was tantamount to ethnic cleansing. Over time, the overt persecution of our language stopped.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Yeah, I don't need these guys. Alright, one more. Damn, it's been 50 minutes already. And I've got time for one more, for the main mission. Yeah, whatever, it's my day off, I'll do it. Alright, last find the children.
Please select.
Oh
random
no, don't tell me it's code. Okay, no. Whew. I was like, oh, it's the mansion again? Oh no, no, it's not. I was like, as long as it's not the zero base, I'm okay.
Deploying.
The cassettes are really interesting too. I'm looking forward to listening through all of them.
that Skullface,
But you can that the story goes, one I forbid the teaching made us eat a bar of
Ooh.
soap.
yeah, that was the U.S. government's education policy for Native Americans.
To erase our words was like erasing our people.
Careful down there, boss.
Their education was tantamount to ethnic cleansing. Over time, the overt persecution of our language stopped. But to this day, it continues to
Yeah, it was
be
actually one of the
but
justifications. For people who don't know, Hitler was actually a huge American fanboy.
Outside the reservations
He-
can speak nothing else.
For his plans for ethnic cleansing, people asked him if the people would tolerate it or remember it from history.
Minority languages
And
are
his
being
response was
destroyed
that
by
people don't
dominant
remember
languages.
America's cleansing of
Many are on
the Native
verge
Americans
of
or the
extinction.
Armenian genocide.
Enter the vocal cord parasites.
Yes, I began thinking that minority languages needed some sort of deterrent against dominant languages.
Language
In
deterrent?
order that they, that
Oh,
their
I need
peoples
that guy.
and cultures would survive. It was then that I came across literature at the foundation claiming that man acquired language thanks to a type of parasite, one that distinguishes between languages as a precursor to reproduction. If I could just resurrect it, make it more pathogenic, I would have my deterrent against English. But I failed to hide that aim from Skullface. He noticed. Yes, I wanted to retaliate against the English language, though never did I intend to actually use it as he planned. You know how the story ends. I was forced to study how to make the parasites compatible with all the world's languages. All but English.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Secretly isolated an English strain.
I will not be held prisoner by the man's phantom. The English strain must not be allowed to exist either.
Oh, no, it's a booster. Never mind. I'm gonna come here.
Post captured.
That's it. Oh wow, this is a
I
big
have
one.
no doubt Skullface's plan is almost complete. At that point, I will no longer be of use to him. I must leave behind this record.
Oh yeah, he was recording
A
this
record
one.
of how the ancient vocal cord parasites became these abominable ethnic cleansing parasites. I believe he has two purposes for the ethnic cleansing parasites. The first, as their name
Wow,
suggests,
that's pretty.
is ethnic cleansing. This conflict between East and West that envelops the world will not last
I
much longer.
have some bad news for this guy, because that conflict is about to start again.
America.
Tensions between Russia and America are flaring up again.
The ethnic conflicts they kept suppressed will all rise to the surface. It is not difficult to imagine that the radical sides begin cleansing their adversaries.
Let's hope it doesn't come.
But what if an ethnic cleansing parasite matching the language of the aggressors were to be unleashed? The aggressors would be washed off the earth. At the very least, the idea
that's
that
what he means by
retaliation could eradicate
a
your
language
people
deterrent.
would prove a powerful deterrent. The second purpose.
Yeah, except problem. Those people are gonna not just the language is gonna be removed. Those people are gonna die.
Organization.
That's
This is probably their main use. Man thinks in words, or rather,
that's
words
true.
are man's
Can a
very
person
means
think
of
without the
thinking.
use of words?
If you erase a word representing some concept, the concept
Alright, that's a very
disappears
interesting
from
concept
the
itself.
world.
Like without the word.
Means beautiful in Navajo.
Do we even have
The
thoughts
image that
without
comes to
words?
mind when we Nishone differs from the Black Ana's beautiful. An azure sky, a rolling landscape, lush greenery, the meaning we place in Nishone.
According to the intel team, the escaped kids should be around here. Locate and secure them.
Nishone. The images of our beautiful homeland would be washed away into oblivion along with it, just as Orwell indicated years ago. Cypher, being based in America, is pushing Englishization for this very reason. Suppose all 5 billion people.
Well,
on
this is
this
a bit
planet
below.
come
Yeah,
to
well,
read,
this is in the 80s.
speak, and think
For like
in
7 point
English.
something million.
Their wills could also be streamlined under English. Cypher's control would be all the easier. Economic governance would progress in leaps and bounds.
Yeah, it's easier to unify a country, right? If everyone speaks the same language. That's why Chinese originally had a million, like, 100 dialects. 100 ways of writing. And the Qin Dynasty established one standard. Although the spoken dialects are still
Russian,
very different.
Chinese, Arabic. If people know they risk their lives speaking such languages, they will flock to the lingua franca, that is English. Cypher need not even focus attention on smaller languages. After all, they are already being eaten away by English. Business, education, film, commodities.
Yeah, it's the language of business, right? And other countries teach English as a secondary language.
When I look at young Dene, some of them have already lost their grasp of the Navajo language. It is said that over 2,000 languages of the world are
Mayan, I hear, is down to like 2 people.
this very moment. Cultural concepts and forms of expression are disappearing forever. The spread of electronic networks gives greater meaning to Englishization. Networks have no national
We are.
borders.
He did make this game in the context of
Basing
2016,
on a single
2017.
language, they can penetrate deeper into and between people. That basic point of unity provides the ideal environment for someone who aims to control people's wills. But how does this differ from building the Tower of Babel? The ethnic cleansing parasites attempt to rob man of his words. Such irony. It was the vocal cord parasites that gave words to him in the first place. Ancient man had no language, unable to produce complex sounds due to the structure of the throat. He could communicate only through simple vocalizations and gestures. Then the vocal cord parasite.
Is that actually how it goes? I'm gonna Google this,
Man's
Wikipedia this after.
transition to walking upright did not gift him solely with intelligence, but also with his voice. At the time, the vocal cord parasites never harmed man. They merely took a small measure of nourishment. In fact, you could call it a symbiotic relationship. Some animal species use particular vocalization patterns to attract a female and reproduce. Songbirds, certain insects, and also the vocal cord parasites. The difference is that the parasites themselves did not produce sounds. Rather, they had their hosts,
So we were their
man,
voices.
do it for them. Once secure on the human host vocal cords, a male vocal cord parasite caused the host to produce a certain sound pattern, something like a warble of a bird. Meanwhile, females parasitizing other host pharynxes need only wait. Upon hearing the sound pattern of an attractive mate, they would manipulate their hosts into making contact with the person it came from. The female traveled through his host's saliva to the other host's vocal cords, where the male was waiting and the pair copulated. We can only imagine how the female manipulated his host, but it was probably through smell. Smells traveled directly to the limbic system via the olfactory cilia in the nasal cavity. Volatile compounds released by the female would stimulate the limbic system, which controls instincts, making the host feel amorous.
So they control your hour
This
mating
kind of
as well.
sexual selection naturally led to competition between the male parasites. Males that had their hosts produce sounds perceived by females as more attractive succeeded in copulating and producing offspring. Evolutionary traits caused by sexual selection are curious. The peacock's feathers, the mannequin's dance, the firefly's luminescence pattern, even with courtship behaviors that are not advantageous to survival. Those individuals that excel in them produce offspring, and it escalates with each generation. The same was true of the vocal cord parasites. Courtship
There's a lot of
vocalizations and intonations became more sophisticated, and in order for man to produce such sounds, they had to alter his vocal organs. By lowering the position of the larynx and developing resonating chambers, they enabled more complex pronunciations. But that was not all. The vocal cord parasites activated a transcription factor that would later control man's language ability. A protein that, due to its appearance, is called four-kid box protein P2, or FOX
Got only
P2.
back to Feeks to
Activating
Fox.
this transcription factor led to the development of brain functions capable of creating sophisticated frequency changes. This was the pinnacle of the vocal cord parasite's prosperity. However, this sophisticated pronunciation control was too useful for man to ignore. Once human sexual activity ceased to be only seasonal and having lost pigment-based sexual characteristics, distinctive vocalizations became the most effective means for humans to attract mates as well. Combined with logic pathways hardwired into the brain, or universal grammar, it was not long before advanced communication was possible. This was the birth of language. Luckily for man, it was around this time that a particular retrovirus was circulating. While not lethal, it infected not only man, but the vocal cord parasites as well. It is presumed that this virus removed part of the parasite's DNA and reverse transcribed it into man's reproductive cells. It was effective.
You can disrupt communications between enemy outposts by destroying comms equipment. That'll prevent one post from sending reinforcements to another.
Parasites' vocalization genes were written into the human genome. The parasites were no longer of any use to man now. Man could use his voice as he pleased, when he pleased, hindering the parasites' courtship vocalizations. Having lost their opportunity to reproduce, the parasites died out, leaving behind only the transcribed genes. The vocal cord parasites were once in symbiosis with man. Its genes even became a part of his. Humans and parasites are extremely close. As such, it will be extremely difficult for man's immune system to eliminate the vocal cord
Where
parasites.
the hell do I
Even
go?
cutting them out will be no simple matter, which is exactly why these ethnic cleansing parasites are such a formidable weapon.
Should I
The
extract?
rise of the vocal cord parasites goes back approximately 300 million years to the Permian period. At that time, they were not even parasites, but predatory autotrophs. They are believed to have been the common ancestor to the Pentastomida and the Cyclops genus.
Oh, okay, you could extract them.
However, Earth's environment underwent a violent change at the end of the Permian period. The cause is unclear.
You gotta extract him.
90% of the Earth's organisms at that time died out. The most pronounced ground threat to the proto-parasites was the speed of oxygen concentration. The result was
Yo, just keep throwing them.
splitting that gave birth to a new strain that could parasitize other organisms. Apparatus. Tactic helped lower consumption, and inhabiting the throat kept them securely in contact with inhaled air. The survivors.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep tossing these guys out. I don't care.
That flourished at the time. Entering the Triassic period, the
I wonder what you
reptiles
get when you
evolved into
strain these
dinosaurs,
guys.
and the proto-parasites shared in their success. Dinosaurs developed respiratory organs called air sacs.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
These in particular helped the proto-parasites thrive. But another trial awaited them. The end of the Triassic period saw another drastic change in the
He's coming too. Roger that.
Damn.
The male and female take the same host. Many are, in fact, hermaphrodites. Originally, the vocal cord parasites
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
strained to ride out a severe environmental change. It must secure a steady pool of genetic diversity. Another split. Now the newest strain procreated with mates.
Boss, I have a quick report for you here. We've discovered a radiation leak in the laboratory on the quarantine platform. It's coming from testing equipment we installed the other day.
Wait, what? That was the dumbest thing I did, probably. All right, so what's the problem? We got a radiation leak. Alright, did all the side ops. Let's.
Please select a landing zone. Support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
Alright, we're back in the. Hold on.
I learned of the vocal cord parasite's existence in literature belonging to the Foundation. It was little more than a theory. The question was, why does only Homo sapiens among all primates have highly developed language? Human versus everything else. The missing link between these was the mystery that gave rise to this theory. I was fascinated by the idea of their in the creation myth. The
Oh, well, there are people? You guys weren't here before?
The world were insect-like creatures. I came to imagine that those insect-like creatures could be humans living in symbiosis with the vocal cord parasites. But I had not the faintest idea of how I could resurrect them. That is when Skull.
It's okay. I'm dumb.
Hey, quit kidding around.
I guess it was only for that mission where all the enemies disappear. That was... I don't know what the hell that was. We're already at an hour and 14 minutes. You know what? Let's call it for today. Alright, thanks for watching through this side stuff.